The world teaches you to invest in things, in cars, in houses, in status. But the truth is, none of those things matter if you aren't built strong enough to hold them. You can buy comfort, but you can't buy confidence. You can buy recognition, but you can't buy resilience. The real return on investment comes when you pour your energy, your time, and your focus into developing who you are, not just what you have. Every person you admire started with one realization: they were the project worth building. They stopped waiting for something external to make them feel worthy and started creating worth within themselves. The moment you treat your mind and soul like valuable assets, your entire life starts moving differently. You begin protecting your energy, setting standards, and saying no to anything that doesn't align with your growth. Investing in yourself means seeing your value even when no one else does. It means showing up for your goals even when results haven't shown up yet. It means building the kind of discipline that doesn't depend on applause. Because when you know your worth, you stop negotiating with mediocrity. You become unstoppable not because you have everything, but because you've learned how to build anything. Your self-worth multiplies every time you choose effort over excuses. Every new skill, every piece of wisdom, every drop of courage compounds into confidence. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be invested. Because the person who builds themselves from the inside out becomes someone that circumstances can't destroy. You have to decide that your growth matters more than your comfort, that your future matters more than your distractions. Because the truth is, you'll always be your best or worst investment. You can spend your time escaping yourself, or you can spend it expanding yourself. And that choice will determine everything about the life you live next. We live in a time where information is everywhere, but transformation is rare. Everyone's scrolling, but not everyone's learning. Everyone's consuming, but not everyone's growing. Knowledge is the currency that never loses value. Every book you open, every new skill you learn, every conversation that challenges you adds to your wealth in ways no paycheck ever can. You don't need to know everything, but you need to know enough to build momentum. The mind is a muscle, and most people stop training it after school, but the people who keep feeding their minds are the ones who never go broke in opportunity. The more you learn, the more dots you can connect. And one day, those connections turn into breakthroughs. Every skill you develop becomes a door. Every lesson you learn becomes a key. The world doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who are willing to learn faster, think deeper, and grow beyond comfort. Investing in knowledge means you've decided not to live on autopilot anymore. You've decided to drive your life with intention. Don't mistake education for certification. School gives you information, but experience gives you wisdom. When you learn from your failures, when you seek lessons instead of pity, you gain something no one can take away from you. Knowledge doesn't just give you answers. It gives you awareness, and awareness is power. Every time you choose to learn instead of complain, you invest in a version of yourself that becomes harder to defeat. The most valuable thing you can build in life isn't a career, it's competence. Because competence creates confidence, and confidence builds freedom. And that's the kind of wealth that never runs out. Your life doesn't change in a single day. It changes in the thousands of micro decisions you make every day. You are a collection of what you repeatedly do. Your habits are your signature. They are the silent architects of your future. While most people wait for motivation, those who win have already built discipline. Discipline is what separates dreamers from doers. It's waking up when you said you would, showing up when no one's watching, doing the work when it's no longer exciting. You can't cheat consistency. You can't fake results. You either build the habits that take you higher, or you build the habits that keep you stuck. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. That's why investing in yourself means investing in structure. The routine you create either strengthens your future or suffocates it. Every small act of discipline adds interest to your potential. Every moment of commitment compounds into power. Change doesn't come from a burst of inspiration. It comes from repetition. You have to fall in love with the process, the grind, the repetition, the quiet moments where no one's cheering for you. That's where growth hides. And the person who can keep going without applause is the one who eventually earns it. If you want to change your life, stop chasing motivation and start building systems. Motivation gets you started, but systems keep you going. And when your habits become your identity, success becomes your nature. That's how you turn potential into proof. You can't move forward while feeding your distractions. Every time you trade focus for entertainment, you sell a piece of your future for temporary pleasure. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they invest in escape instead of evolution. You can't change your life while you're busy numbing it. The truth is, distractions are the easiest form of self-sabotage. They make you feel good for a moment and empty for a lifetime. They promise relief but steal your results. You don't need more dopamine, you need more direction. Every second you waste scrolling or complaining could have been spent creating, building, or learning. If you want to change your reality, you have to redirect your investments, your time, your focus, your energy. Stop funding your fears. Stop paying attention to things that drain your drive. Your focus is your currency, and where it flows, your life grows. You can't plant seeds of greatness in the soil of distraction. Investing in direction means being intentional with what you consume. It means cutting noise, eliminating clutter, and aligning your actions with your purpose. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing what matters. That's how ordinary lives turn extraordinary. Your time is a mirror of your priorities. Every hour tells the truth about what you value most. The question is, are you investing in what grows you or what numbs you? Because what you water will always be what you harvest. You can't hold on to comfort and reach your calling at the same time. Growth always demands a trade. You will lose friends who don't want to grow with you. You will outgrow habits that once felt good. You will shed versions of yourself that once kept you safe. But that's the cost of evolution. Every next level of your life will require a new level of you. You can't take old baggage into new blessings. The pain of discipline is lighter than the pain of regret, but you have to be willing to carry it. You can't say you want change and still cling to what's holding you back. Investing in yourself sometimes means walking alone. It means being misunderstood, doubted, and even criticized. But silence builds strength, loneliness builds clarity. You begin to realize that solitude isn't empty. It's full of answers. Growth happens in the quiet grind, not in the noise of validation. You can't expand without letting go. Every time you choose growth over comfort, your capacity increases. You start to see that what you thought was loss was actually liberation. What you thought was sacrifice was actually strength. The truth is, success isn't about addition, it's about subtraction. Removing what drains you so you can make space for what defines you. Growth is a transaction, and the price is comfort. The greatest battles you'll ever fight won't be out there in the world. They'll be inside your head. The war between doubt and belief, fear and faith, hesitation and action. Every decision, every reaction, every outcome begins in your mind first. The moment you decide you're not good enough, your body obeys. The moment you decide you can, everything starts to shift. Your mind is the general of your life, and whichever side it supports wins. Most people lose the fight long before they ever try, not because they aren't capable, but because they've been convinced by their own thoughts that they're not. The mind is powerful. It can build you or break you. It can turn small challenges into giants or giants into stepping stones. If you don't learn how to control your thoughts will control you. That's why investing in your mindset is the most critical work you'll ever do. You have to realize that every negative voice in your head isn't the truth. It's programming. It's years of conditioning, fear, failure, and opinions that don't belong to you. You weren't born doubting yourself. You learned to. And if you learned it, you can unlearn it. Reprogramming your mind isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about training yourself to believe in your power, even when things aren't. Strengthening your mind is like building muscle. It requires daily reps. Every time you choose focus over fear, every time you choose persistence over panic, every time you choose to move despite uncertainty, you're winning the invisible war. Those moments when it feels like nothing's working are exactly when your mental strength is being built. You can't skip those. You can't avoid them. You can only grow through them. Your reality bends to the lens through which you see it. If your mind is clouded by limitation, your world will reflect it. If your mind is fueled by belief, your world will expand with it. That's why you must guard your thoughts like treasure. Be careful what you feed your mind, because it becomes the soil where your future grows. The truth is, life won't always go easy on you, but the stronger your mindset, the faster you rise. You can't control the storm, but you can train your mind to stand firm within it. And once your mind becomes unshakable, your life becomes unstoppable. Because when you win the battle within, there's nothing left outside that can defeat you. Your environment is either your fuel or your fire extinguisher. The people around you are not neutral. They're shaping your mindset, your energy, your pace. You can't spend every day surrounded by negativity and expect to build a positive life. Energy is contagious, and whether you realize it or not, you absorb the attitude of the people you spend the most time with. If they're complaining, doubting, or settling, that energy starts living in you. And before you know it, their limitations become your language. Builders think differently. They don't gossip, they don't waste time blaming, and they don't wait for opportunities. They create them. Being around builders means being around people who remind you that growth is possible, that dreams are valid, and that effort always wins. Builders don't just talk about success, they embody it through consistency, discipline, and purpose. They build when others make excuses. They find solutions when others see problems. And when you walk beside that kind of energy, it changes how you move. Complainers drain you, builders charge you. Complainers want to be understood, builders want to be unleashed. Complainers find comfort in problems, builders find purpose in progress. You have to decide which frequency you're tuned into. Because if you're surrounded by people who constantly settle, you'll start thinking settling is normal. But when you surround yourself with people who push, stretch, and challenge you, you start believing that more is possible. Sometimes, investing in yourself means walking away from people you love, but who no longer help you grow. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. You cannot save people who don't want to rise, and you can't climb to your potential while carrying the weight of their excuses. It hurts to outgrow people, but it hurts more to outgrow your dreams because you stayed small to make them comfortable. You have to find your builders, those who see potential in your silence, who clap for you in private, who call you out when you're slipping, who remind you of your greatness when you forget it yourself. Builders make you uncomfortable in the best way possible because they refuse to let you stay average. That's love. That's alignment. That's real support. When you surround yourself with builders, your mindset starts evolving. You start thinking in terms of growth, not gossip. You start chasing possibilities, not problems. The energy shifts from surviving to building, from doubting to doing. And that's when your circle becomes your strength, not your struggle. Because greatness doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in elevation, surrounded by those who build, not those who break. Comfort feels safe, but it's a silent trap. It whispers, "You're fine here," when deep down, you know you're not. Comfort convinces you that stability is success, even when it's actually stagnation. The truth is, nothing grows in the comfort zone, not strength, not courage, not greatness. Every meaningful breakthrough you've ever had came after discomfort, after fear, after pushing through something that stretched you. Comfort is cozy, but it kills progress quietly. You were not created to live the same day over and over again and call it a life. The mind craves safety, but the soul craves expansion. That's why you feel that restlessness inside when you're playing small. It's your potential begging to be used. The moment you choose comfort over growth, you start betraying the part of you that was built for more. You can't evolve while trying to protect the version of yourself that refuses to change. Growth doesn't feel good. It feels awkward, painful, uncertain. But that's the exact proof that it's working. Change is uncomfortable because it challenges your habits, your patterns, your identity. Every time you take a risk step forward or say yes to something that scares you, you're rewiring your limits. You're teaching your brain that discomfort isn't danger, it's development. That's where new strength is forged. Comfort tells you to wait until you're ready, but readiness is a lie. You'll never feel ready to chase your dreams, to leave what's safe, to bet on yourself. You build readiness through movement, not meditation. The more you move, the more your fear shrinks. The more you act, the more your courage grows. That's how transformation begins, not in theory, but in discomfort. Everything you want lives outside what's familiar. You want more confidence. Speak when you're nervous. You want more freedom. Take risks that scare you. Do you want more success? Do what most people won't. Discomfort is not punishment, it's preparation. Every time you face what you fear, you collect power. Every uncomfortable moment is a deposit in your growth account. So don't run from discomfort, lean into it. It's not your enemy, it's your invitation. The pain of growth will never compare to the pain of regret. One pushes you forward, the other pulls you back. You can stay where it's safe, or you can step into the unknown where your future is waiting. Because comfort will protect your ego, but discomfort will reveal your evolution. Time, it's the only currency you can't earn back once it's spent. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But the seconds that pass are gone forever. Every moment you waste doubting, hesitating, or procrastinating is a piece of your life that never returns. Time is not just something you have, it's something you spend. And how you spend it reveals what you truly value, no matter what you say you believe. Most people treat time like it's infinite, as if there will always be another chance, another day, another tomorrow to start. But the truth is, every someday, you promise yourself is a thief disguised as comfort. Waiting doesn't protect your potential, it kills it quietly. You don't lose life all at once. You lose it one, I'll do it later, at a time. The moment you realize your time is limited, your focus sharpens, your excuses fade, and your purpose wakes up. You have to start treating time like gold, because that's exactly what it is. Every hour you spend scrolling, complaining, or comparing is time you could have invested in your craft, your body, your mind, your future. People say they don't have time, but time isn't found, it's made. The truth is, you always have time for what matters most. If you say you don't, it's not a time issue, it's a priority issue. Time doesn't reward those who are busy, it rewards those who are intentional. You can work all day and still waste your life if you're not moving in the right direction. You can fill your schedule and still be empty inside if you're not living aligned with purpose. Investing in yourself means mastering your minutes, protecting your peace, and understanding that time spent on growth is never wasted. But time spent avoiding it always is. Every second you use wisely compounds. The 10 minutes you spend reading today, the 30 minutes you spend training, the 1 hour you dedicate to building your dream. Those investments build interest that will change your entire life. But every minute wasted on gossip, negativity, or self-doubt drains the account of your potential. You're either spending your time creating or consuming, and the balance shows up in your future. When you start valuing time, you stop giving it away to things and people that drain it. You stop saying yes to distractions. You stop living for comfort and start living for contribution. Because time isn't just passing, it's proof. Proof that your life is moving, that moments are slipping, that every tick of the clock is a reminder you're not promised forever. And the sooner you understand that, the faster you'll start living with the urgency your destiny deserves. You keep dreaming of that future version of yourself, stronger, more disciplined, successful, fearless. You imagine them walking with confidence, speaking with clarity, living with purpose. You look at that version and think, one day, I'll be that person. But here's the truth. That version isn't waiting for you in the future. They're waiting for you in your decisions. Every choice you make today either brings you closer to them or keeps you stuck where you are. The person you're chasing doesn't skip the hard days. They show up through them. They don't wait for motivation. They create momentum. They don't seek validation. They permit themselves to move. Becoming that person isn't about luck or timing. It's about alignment. It's about making daily deposits in the bank of discipline, even when no one's watching. Because transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through thousands of small, unseen moments of commitment. You won't wake up one day and magically feel ready to be your best self. You have to build into that identity. That means doing the work before you feel worthy. That means choosing habits that match your vision, not your feelings. You can't expect to become the person you dream of while living with the habits of the person you're trying to leave behind. The future you is waiting for you to act like them now, to think, move, and decide like they already exist. Becoming the person you're chasing means breaking patterns that no longer serve you. It means saying no when it's uncomfortable, walking away from shortcuts, and holding yourself accountable when nobody else will. It's realizing that your standards are your boundaries, and the higher they rise, the more your life follows. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're bridging the gap between who you are and who you're meant to be. That version of you isn't perfect. They're powerful because they've fallen and risen more times than you can count. They failed forward. They faced fear and moved anyway. They've learned that growth isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It's lonely. It's uncomfortable. But it's worth it. Because one day, you'll look back and realize you're no longer chasing that version. You've become them. You've caught up with the vision that once felt impossible. And then the chase begins again, because true growth never stops. Once you become the person you were chasing, you start dreaming of someone even greater. That's the beauty of evolution. It never ends. You're not competing with anyone else. You're competing with your own potential. Every day is another chance to close the gap. Every choice is a vote for who you want to become. And the moment you decide to act like your future self today, the chase transforms into becoming.